And we welcome you back to the Sweetwater Events Complex for round 3 of the Reined Cow Horse and Cutting at the 2023 Wyoming High School Rodeo Association State Finals. Elan, Olliff, and Matt Petrie here, and this rodeo is presented by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston. And Matt, we have had a fun first 2 go-rounds. Now it's time to crown us some state champions.
You know, yesterday it was extremely tight competition. With the boys cutting, we got Keaton Hayden, Adam Bellus, and Ian McGuire all within 7 points of each other. Girls cutting, we've got Bailey Lane, Adeline Nordegaard, Tiana Jolovich, all within 7 points.
And then, so let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial state standings. These are unofficial. We're just keeping score kind of by ourselves to figure out who is the top dog in these events. And by the way, that is brought to you by Ready. You're looking at right now at the girls cutting state standings. And according to our calculations, according to what we've been able to figure out, going into the final round in the girls cutting, it's 1.5 points separating Bailey Lane and Adeline Nordegaard.
That's exactly right. I think, it all comes down to this morning and what these cowboys and cowgirls can do right here.
And then when you look at the average on 2 head, 2 points separating Bailey Lane and Adeline Nordegaard here in the girls cutting. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and switch to the boys cutting. In the average, it does look like Keaton Hayden has a pretty substantial lead, a 3-point lead in that average race over Adam Bellis. But Bellis has kind of been the model of consistency, 71 points in both the first go and the second go. And then you look at the boys cutting standings, well, with 26 points, 26-point lead and 30 points left to be awarded. It looks like Keaton Hayden's going to be your 2023 boys cutting state champion.
He's pretty much booked his trip to Gillette this year.
And then we look at the Reined Cow Horse. On average, going to have to change that. Sydney Rohde leads the average, so we'll go ahead and just kind of set that up right now. But Rohde leads the average. You've got Adamson in second, Waite in third. Cooper Justice, the state leader, down in fourth. So definitely a chance to kind of make some moves if you are Sydney Rohde. And then when you look at the standings going into today, 15 points separates Cooper Justice and Sydney Rohde, with 30 points to be awarded today. 15 points to the winner of the go-round and 15 to the winner of the average.
The way that Sydney rode yesterday, I would not be at all surprised to see her come up with 30 points today to overtake Cooper Justice. Well,
Cooper Justice is going to be playing some defense for sure. All you've got to do is put together a good enough run and put together a big enough points haul by the time the average is calculated up. Then you'll know who your state champion is. And 15 points, it really could go either way when it comes down to this. So 2 exciting races and really a coronation for someone else in our 3 events today. So we got one exciting race to lead things off with the girls cutting, and then we'll see Keaton Hayden put the finishing touches on what has been a dominant 2023 here in the state of Wyoming. And then it'll all go down to the wire for the Reined Cow Horse event.
Absolutely. This is what you expect out of state championships, and we're not going to be disappointed today.
Our standings brought to you by Ready Services, safety and excellence in industrial services since 1982. Well, we are getting the cattle settled. When we come back, we'll have round 3 of the girls cutting, where we'll crown ourselves a state champion. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, presented by Addicted Power Sports, also on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app.
Get ready to cause some mayhem this summer with help from your friends at Addicted Power Sports in Evanston. Your one-stop shop for all your power sports needs. Side-by-sides, four-wheelers, motorcycles, and more. Play hard and play safe. At Addicted Power Sports, you'll find various protective equipment, including helmets and also apparel from Fly Racing, Fox, and more. Addicted Power Sports has a full service and parts department for any make and model. Yamaha, Kawasaki, Can-Am, Skidoo, and more. Whether you're tearing up the road or trail, let the experienced professionals help you out. Addicted Power Sports, 127 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
You're turning 65 and retiring and have no clue what to do about Medicare. You own your own business or don't have health insurance. You know you need life insurance and don't know where to start. At My Life Financial, we can help with all these insurance needs. From Medicare supplements to finding the right health insurance plan and even dental and vision. We've got you covered. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. That's My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. We do it different.
At Cowboy State Realty, we are dedicated to helping you with all your real estate needs. You are moving to a new town for a new job. Your family has outgrown the house that you live in now. You're ready to take a leap and become a homeowner. Sell or buy your home with a realtor you can trust. At Cowboy State Realty, we are working for you. Call us at 307-200-4332 to schedule an appointment today. Cowboy State Realty would like to give a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2023.
Are you tired of living with water that's causing rust stains, hard water spots, or other issues in your home? Water's supposed to make life easier and more comfortable, and we can help you experience the water you deserve. As your local authorized Hague dealer, we can tailor a water treatment solution to address your specific needs. We can make sure your laundry stays soft, your skin silky smooth, with a custom-designed water treatment conditioning system. Your whole home and family will benefit from the high-quality water you deserve. Call us today.
Scan the QR code now to see how your city water stacks up. Or call 307-787-6800 to schedule your free water and air analysis.
Welcome back to the Sweetwater Events Complex here in beautiful Rock Springs, Wyoming. It's the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, brought to you by Addicted Power Sports. Live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. And really,
get ready to cause some mayhem this summer with help from your friends at Addicted Power Sports in Evanston. Your one-stop shop for all your power sports needs. Side-by-sides, four-wheelers, motorcycles, and more. Play hard and play safe. At Addicted Power Sports, you'll find various protective equipment, including helmets and also apparel from Fly Racing, Fox, and more. Addicted Power Sports has a full service and parts department for any make and model. Yamaha, Kawasaki, Can-Am, Skidoo, and more. Whether you're tearing up the road or trail, let the experienced professionals help you out. Addicted Power Sports, 127 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
You're turning 65 and retiring and have no clue what to do about Medicare. You own your own business or don't have health insurance. You know you need life insurance and don't know where to start. At My Life Financial, we can help with all these insurance needs. From Medicare supplements to finding the right health insurance plan and even dental and vision. We've got you covered. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. That's My Life Financial at 435.
Find out who our first girls cutter will be. It's not going to be reverse average. They did a draw this morning to determine who is going to be going first in this final go round. And it will be on. Looks like it'll be Adeline Norstegard to get us started here. Norstegard, number 2 in the state right now, but only out by 1.5 points. And she has been impressive in the previous rounds that we have seen. 3rd place in round 1, 2nd place in round 2.
Of course, she came into this week as the top cover on the state in cutting. First steers any indication that they're a little more active this morning, so we should see some pretty good scores compared to yesterday afternoon.
Of course, round 2 won yesterday by Bailey Lane out of Torrington with a 74. That's the highest score we have seen in the girls cutting, as well as the boys cutting. So highest score really of the rodeo in the cutting event. Norsegar going to let that horse work. Norsegar just letting things happen. So the order is going to be, of course, Norsegar, then Bailey Lane. So our top 2 are going to go first. Then Tiana Jelovich, Caitlin Snyder, Grace Peterson, and Carly Peterson will round things out in the 2023 Wyoming girls cutting season.
Adeline showing this morning why she came in as the top-ranked girls cutter this weekend, or this week.
Only a 1.5 off in our unofficial state standings, and 2 points off in the average. But these 2 young ladies, Norsegar and Bailey Lane, have been neck and neck all week so far as we wait the scores. No matter what, Norsegar's going to go to the lead in the average, but then Bailey Lane. A 73 for Adeline Norsegar. That is her second 73 of the rodeo. And now here's Bailey Lane out of Torrington. By the way, that run was brought to you by My Life Financial. Life is always changing, which means your insurance needs change also. My Life Financial in Evanston, Wyoming can help you with all your insurance needs. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. Again, that is 435-557-3170. And Bailey Lane's run brought to you by Cowboy State Realty. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, Cowboy State Realty offers the Southwest Wyoming real estate experience you've been looking for. Give us a call today at 307-200-4332.
Bailey's looking to duplicate her performance from yesterday afternoon with that 74.
73 currently leading it into pretty much sew up the state title. She need to win the average, wins the round. A 74 would do it pretty much.
Absolutely. Adeline set the bar high with the first go this morning.
Lane out of Torrington. Doing a good job here. This horse is not giving anything to this cow.
I was going to say that horse is on its A game this morning.
Bailey Lane wanting to win a state championship. I got to believe a 74 would pretty well do it.
74 should hold that place for her.
It would put her in the lead of the average and the lead of the round. You take all those points, and that's going to be enough to hold your lead. Unofficially, though.
Unofficially.
But according to our calculations, that's what we have coming into today. 1.5 points separating Norsegar and Bailey Lane. And this horse does not seem to be letting down laying down at all.
That was an amazing run by the horse itself.
A great cut by Bailey Lane, and now we await the scores to find out if she's done enough. And you gotta like her chances after watching that.
Absolutely.
And that's it, 74 for Bailey Lane, and you gotta think that should do it. So it looks like the buckle, the saddle, and the #1 spot at the state or at the national finals is going to go to Bailey Lane in the girls cutting.
She certainly deserved it with her performance the last 2 days. 72 in the first go, 74 in the second, and now a 74 in the third again.
I'll now bring up Tiana Jelovich, our next cowgirl up. Comes to us from Gillette. Lane now leads the average, leads the round, and has probably won the state title.
Thank you.
Jelovich. Of course, from Gillette, which seems to be one of the capitals of high school rodeo in Wyoming. Of course, the host of the state finals coming up, or the national finals rather coming up.
As we talked about yesterday, being able to sleep in your own bed when you're at national finals has to give you a bit of an edge.
We'll try to have, at the conclusion of this event, we'll take a break and we'll try to have those official standings for you. But according to our unofficial standings, Lane leads the average and leads the round and came into this final round as the #1 competitor. So you got to think she's got a chance to probably be that state champion, and we believe she is. But Jelovich definitely putting on a great run here as well.
Absolutely. All of these horses been on point this morning.
And Jelovich's state finals come to an end, and she's been really good, just constantly nipping at the heels of Lane and Norstegard. We'll see what her score is now here in the final go. 63 for Tiana Jelovich, and that run, by the way, brought to you by Evanston Cowboy Days, the biggest little rodeo in the West in Evanston, Wyoming. On Labor Day weekend, catch Chancey Williams on Friday, September 1st, in PRCA Rodeos with a host of other fun family events from September 2nd through the 4th, only at the Evanston Cowboy Days. Visit evanstoncowboydays.com for the schedule and to buy your tickets.
I think with that score from Tiana, that solidifies the top two for sure, and probably Bailey Lane's spot is the top competitor.
Next up, it will be Caitlin Snyder from Gillette. She's 52 in round 1, 60 in round number 2.
Caitlin and her horse are right on as well, right along with the other 3 this morning.
A lot of great horsemanship we have seen here today. It's Caitlin Snyder from Gillette, wrapping up her 2023 state finals here in the cutting. We'll see a few of these competitors in the other arena as well. And there's your time for Caitlin Snyder. As we await her score. That's a 66 for Caitlin Snyder. I'll bring up Grace Peterson. Will be next. 66 good enough for 5th place right now, or 4th place rather, with 2 more to go. I'll bring up Grace Peterson out of Buffalo. Still chasing that 74 by Bailey Lane.
First 2 riders today really set the bar high with a 74 and a 73 for Bailey Lane and Adeline Norsgaard.
According to our unofficial standings, Norsgaard and Lane separated by 1.5 coming into today. And now Lane, with the lead in the go round and the lead in the average, could pick up 30 points there. Norsgaard would pick up, if it holds, would pick up 27 points. But they also do award bonuses as well for various reasons.
They do, and that's why we have to keep our results unofficial.
But we'll do the very best we can to get you official results as soon as possible. But right now, we are watching Grace Peterson out of Buffalo with a really good run here so far. And this run brought to you by Waihi Federal Credit Union. Visit Waihi Federal Credit Union in Lyman, Green River, Cheyenne, Casper, and right here in Rock Springs for all your new and used auto loans, personal loans, and business and home loans. Waihi Federal Credit Union, we're with you. On deck, it'll be Carly Peterson, and then the cutting event will be over. And that's the time for Grace Peterson. A 67 for Grace Peterson. That will put her into 4th place on the day. And in the average, though, helps her out a lot. That shoots her up into 4th as well. So a good run there by Grace Peterson. Now we'll have Carly Peterson, our final competitor for the girls cutting. Then we'll take a break. We'll get you our updated standings. But we do believe that there's a good chance that Bailey Lane might have brought this thing home.
We do know for sure that Adeline Northgard and Bailey Lane are the top 2.
Yep. So one of those 2 did win the state championship. We'll just have to do some quick number crunching to determine who it is.
Carly's not going to go quietly here. She's having a really nice run.
Apologies for the technical difficulty there. .30 seconds remaining in the run for Carly Peterson. And that's your time. So Peterson awaits her score, and when we get that, we'll take a quick break and update our standings. And it's a 60 for Carly Peterson. And when we come back, we'll have our updated standings, and we'll let you know what our official numbers reflect. You're tuned in to the 2023 Wyoming High School Rodeo Association State Finals Rodeo, presented by Addicted Power Sports, live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app.
Growing up is all about having your independence, and YHI is here to help you gain real financial freedom with a YHI Independence Account. With an emphasis on education, growth, and experience, the YHI Independence Account prepares you to handle your own finances, so you're ready for what life throws your way. We're talking no parent or legal guardian required on your account, no risk of collections or negative reporting, and no overdraft fees. Find your independence with the YHI Independence Account today.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
What is you went to BOCES #1? It's your community college to pursue your degree or certificate. It's high school equivalency. It's CPR and other workforce training. It's cooking and computer classes. It's 3D printers, vinyl cutters, and other free tools. We're many different things to many different people, meeting the education needs of the place we call home. So what is you into BOCES #1? That's for you to decide. Come see us today and let us help you make your educational dreams come true.
Evanston Cowboy Days, the biggest little rodeo in the West, celebrates its 87th year this September 1st through the 4th. Chancey Williams kicks off the festivities on Friday, September 1st, and the next 3 days feature PRCA rodeos, live bands, vendors, and a live fish catch, and so much more. For more information and tickets, visit evanstoncowboydays.com.
Welcome back to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, and brought to you by Addicted Power Sports. Right now, we looks like there might be some discrepancies between the our cutting standings and the event standings going into today. So realize that what we're about to show you is unofficial. But matter of fact, give us 1 second as we will try to get some guidance on this one really quick. But we can show you the average standings, so let's go ahead and show you those real quick, as the average does come to a close in the girls cutting on our Ready results board. Brought to you by Ready Safety and Excellence in Industrial Services since 1982. And it looks like Bailey Lane wins it with a total of 220, so she's going to get 15 extra points in that one. But give us 1 second. We'll see if we can figure out what is going on with those official state standings. But yeah, it's been a fun rodeo so far this morning. And Matt, we talk about it, and it's been it was a close race in the girls cutting. We believe it was, and the boys cutting, though, it does look like Keaton Hayden's probably going to come away with this in a matter of a few minutes.
I think with Keaton's run yesterday afternoon, he really sewed that up. Like you said yesterday, it's not mathematically sewn up, but for all intents and purposes, it's Keaton's championship.
So cannot stress this enough. What we are about to show you is our calculations on what we believe the state picture looks like after the average and the final go is determined. So we'll go ahead and show you what our, I guess you can say our math show us, and what we believe is the situation coming in to it, as we haven't factored in the average yet. So we'll actually go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we will have our unofficial final state standings on the girls cutting. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The town of Mountain View is located in the historic Bridger Valley and serves as a gateway to the high Uintas. With a panoramic view of the rugged Uinta peaks, you feel like you are in paradise. Our town park and scenic river walk offer a safe place for rest and relaxation. Looking for a great place to live? Our quality of life is great and our people are very friendly. Come join our tranquil way of life. The town of Mountain View, a gateway to the high Uintas.
Welcome back to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, presented by Addicted Power Sports and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. All right, so here they are, our unofficial final results in the girls cutting, and it looks like Bailey Lane takes it with a 155. With a 155.5 as our unofficial count over Adeline Norsegard, 152.5. Tiana Jolich is at third with a 128, and Caitlin Snyder from Gillette rounds out the top four with an 86.5.
Absolutely, and like you said, it is unofficial. We do know that Bailey Lane and Adeline Nostergaard are 1-2, but it was really close, within just 3 or 4 points. So we'll wait for the official results and get those to you later this week.
We got the official results this morning going into this round, and we checked it with the rest of our events, and we believe we're right on the money with, according to what we've been provided with boys cutting and the Reined cow horse event. So that is going to be a little less confusing. But we get ready for the boys cutting, and let's take a look at our unofficial state standings heading into the boys cutting. And it's all about Keaton Hayden. He's got a massive lead with really not a lot of points left to give. Comes in with a 147, actually, according to the official standings. So ours are a little bit off, but still about 17-point lead, or excuse me, a 13-point lead over Cody Hayden. But when you look at that average race in the boys cutting, Keaton Hayden's got a lead, and then Cody Hayden has had a little bit of an off week.
He has. That was a little surprising coming in, but that's opened the door for Adam Bellus and Ian McGuire to solidify their spots.
So Keaton Hayden right now definitely the top dog in the boys cutting. We're going to go and take a break. When we come back, we will have the start of the boys cutting, as we're still a few minutes away from starting that. They haven't settled the cattle quite yet, so I haven't even brought them in. But we'll get you set for the boys cutting. It's the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel app, and of course brought to you by Addicted Power Sports.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Still a ways from the start of the boys cutting event, and we expect to see Keaton Hayden kind of bring it home, as he has definitely been the top guy in the state all year, really. and it has been a pleasure to watch him here at the state finals, I would say.
It has been. Cody Hayden struggled a little bit yesterday, but look for him to pick his game back up today.
Well, we still got a little bit of time, so that gives us a chance to have a conversation with the National Director of the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association, Dixie Huxtable, and here's that conversation we had with her. Here with Dixie Huxtable. She is the National Director for the state of Wyoming here as we get ready to broadcast the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association State Finals in Rock Springs. Cannot wait. It's going to be a blast. And Ms. Huxtable, thank you so much for joining us. First question, we've talked with rodeo secretaries in Utah, and they've talked about how much work it goes into putting on and preparing to put on a rodeo. But one of this magnitude, I'm sure it's a whole nother level. Can you talk to us about what kind of preparations the state puts into the state finals?
Sure, and thank you for having us on your radio. We appreciate all the support you guys give us. So the state finals starts a year in advance. We will start working on next year's finals the day we finish this one. So it's a year-long process that involves organizing cattle, organizing the facility to get the camping and the stalling that the kids are going to need, to ticket takers, staff, getting the right people in the right spot. Obviously, the kids work all year long, going to rodeos from starting in September, going all the way through the spring to get themselves ready. So it behooves us state board to do everything we can to get the state finals to be a professional-looking, timely, or organized event for these kids.
Ms. Huxtable, Wyoming is the cowboy state, so it's no surprise that high school rodeo is a big deal here in Wyoming. We even have a reigning national champion in the bareback riding with Tucker Caracato. Can you talk a little bit about the history of high school rodeo in Wyoming and why it is so prevalent?
Of course, we are very proud to be the cowboy state, and we are very proud to be able to host the national high school finals many, many times. As a matter of fact, this summer will be the 75th anniversary of the high school finals. Wyoming started our high school association. We were actually a committee of the American Legion, and we still are a part of the American Legion. If you look at our official title, we are the American Legion Wyoming High School Rodeo Association, and we're very proud of the support we've gotten from the American Legion. We were formed in the Saratoga area. They created a high school rodeo back in 1954, and we've been able to have one every year since, with the exception of the COVID year, which put us off. But we have had numerous, I wouldn't even want to count the number of national champions, national student officers. We have an award called the Jim Moore Award, and that's named after someone who was a national student president. We're very proud of all of our kids that go on to qualify for nationals, make the short round at nationals, become champions. We have the reigning girls all around. Reined Grant, she's now graduated from high school and now to college, but we have numerous national champions, and that's what these kids work so hard to do, is not only be the champion from Wyoming, but to show off Wyoming in Wyoming and be a national champion.
Kind of a fun question for you here. Of course, every single one of these kids are competing to be national champions and win at the National High School Rodeo Finals. But how big is it to also come out of Wyoming as the state champion for these kids? How big of a goal is that for them?
Well, I think for most of them, it's the biggest goal they have. It not only sets them up for the national high school finals, but it sets them up for college. We have numerous college coaches that come and study and start recruiting our kids as young as being freshmen to help them get into a college to further their education, but to also compete at that CNFR that happens in Wyoming, ironically, and we are so proud. I am personally proud to be able to go to the CNFR and say that's one of my kids. That's one of my kids from Wyoming that I watched come through junior high, high school, and now they're in college. And I think that's a goal for our kids. And then ultimately to be a professional PRCA champion, and we've had those as well. So we are very proud of being able to maybe be the starting point or the basic starting point for these kids in an organized organization to be high school rodeoing.
You talk about the names that have come out of high school rodeo, and being a lifelong rodeo fan myself, I know that you don't necessarily have favorite riders or anything like that. You become a fan of the sport in general, and through that, there's certain people that you just gravitate towards. There's big names. There's always the name that's shooting up and kind of making a name for themselves this year. It's the reigning junior high national champion, Hadley Thompson. She's had a great season. Tucker Caracados looks to defend his national championship. We got some really tight competitions. How much are you looking forward to this national? How much are you looking forward to this state championship week over in Rock Springs?
You know, I get really excited about it. I, unfortunately, this year have not been able to go to all the rodeos. I usually try to go to all the spring or most of the spring. So I've not been able to actually watch the kids, only see the results. So this is really exciting for me to get to come to Rock Springs and be there for the whole week and watch these kids. I know most of them personally. I've been involved with them. Many of them I've been involved with when their parents were in this organization, which might show my age a little, but it's very exciting to watch these kids go all year long, watch them have a bad weekend and pop back up, and then come to state finals and know that they've got to put 3 great runs together in order to qualify and to win that saddle that they want to win. And so it's exciting. It's always fun when it's a close call, when it's kind of in the bag, so to speak. It's good to watch, but it's not always as exciting as it is when you've got some challenges going on. And I see this year we do have some in some of our events. And you mentioned the Thompson, the Caracado. You know, I've watched these kids for years, and it's always a thrill to watch them come compete in the arena, because they will give it their best and they will do it professionally and with great sportsmanship. So it's always fun to come watch them.
I was going to say, if they're like many of the other rodeo athletes that we've seen on our little trip through high school rodeo this spring, not only are they great athletes, they're just great all-around kids. What can you speak to about that?
Oh, they're outstanding. I can't speak high enough about our kids. One of my greatest pleasures is when I get an email from a person that has nothing to do with the rodeo, and they're complimenting my kids. And I do refer to them kids, even though they're not my biological, they're all my kids, that helped somebody in a store by carrying their groceries, or helped somebody get in a car and they had their back number on, so that person knew they were part of high school rodeo. And I end up with that email, and that makes me so proud of not only the kids but the parents for instilling all that into them. So they are always known for being there when someone is down, maybe a horse gets hurt or somebody's got a problem, and somebody will share that horse. There's not that competitive, you can't use mine because it's mine. It's here, let's see what we can do to help you have a good shot. And every one of these kids meet that goal. I'm really proud of all of our kids.
That is Dixie Huxtable. She's the national director for the state of Wyoming for the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association. Miss Huxtable, it's been a pleasure talking with you. State Finals is here. Cannot wait to get to the arena and get started with the event starting this Tuesday with the boys and girls cutting and the Reined cow horse. Again, thank you so much for the time. Anything else before we wrap this up?
I don't think so. Just thank you for all your support. We reach out to all the fans in the area to come watch us. It'll be a fun time. It looks like the weather's going to cooperate. We pray that is always good, but we are from Wyoming, so we'll take it as it comes, and we hope to see everybody in Rock Springs this next week.
A big thank you to Dixie Huxtable, National Director of the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association, for joining us as the cattle continue to get set for the boys cutting. And let's take a look at those unofficial standings coming into today. Oh, wrong one. And it does look like Keaton Hayden, he has won the first go, the second go, and it doesn't look like anyone can kind of stop him right now.
No, but it's been nice to see Adam Bellows come in with his pair of 71s. Mm-hmm. Ian McGuire had a 68 in the first go, but jumped it up to a 70 in the second go. Cooper Justice had a 72 in the first and a 60 in the second, so he'll be looking to bounce back today. He's still right in there to move up to that third spot. The battle right now is for that fourth spot between Cooper Justice, Porter McCumber, and Cody Hayden. They all have a shot to come into that fourth spot with their performance today.
So we get set for the start of the boys cutting. It appears, according to our unofficial results, that Torrington's Bailey Lane is your 2023 girls cutting state champion. And we're going to do the best we can as close to accurate as possible. But that's the reason why we say they're unofficial. But it does even look like, kind of doing the math with the standings that we provided, the official standings, it does look like Lane might have edged out Gillette's Adeline Norstegard.
You know, what's not in doubt is that is the two top cowgirls, and both of them will be booking their trips to Gillette here in about a month or so.
So we will see what happens here in the boys cutting coming up as the cattle are settling in. The order for the boys cutting in the final round will be as follows. It looks like Cody Hayden will lead things off, then Ian McGuire, Cooper Justice, Keaton Hayden, then Adam Bellis, and Porter McCumber will bring us home in the boys cutting.
Really like to see Adam continue his hot streak that he started yesterday and come in with another 70 today just to make everything interesting.
Absolutely. This is the rodeo to determine who Wyoming will be sending to the National High School Finals Rodeo in Gillette next month. And we believe we've already sent 4 to it.
You know, there's no doubt that Keaton Hayden and Cody Hayden will be the top 2 again for the final point standings for the season. The real battles for 3rd and 4th between Adam Bellis, Cooper Justice, and Ian McGuire.
As it looks like we are about ready to get started with the boys cutting event. And our first run will be brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center, home of the best value promise. Invite you to join us tomorrow morning as we get started with the go-rounds in the big arena. It's the first performance, pre-performance at 8 a.m. Our first performance will get started around 8:30 p.m. And then at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow night, we will have the second performance of the first go. And on tap, we've got a great rodeo for y'all. It'll be pole bending in the morning, goat tying, tie-down roping, breakaway, team roping, barrel racing, and that will be the morning go tomorrow. And then morning performance tomorrow. Then the evening performance, it'll have pole bending, saddle bronc riding, goat tying, tie-down roping, breakaway roping, bareback riding, steer wrestling, team roping, barrel racing, and concluding with the bull riding, where we've got some fun showdowns happening over there. So the rough stock will be in the evening performances, where we'll get started at 5:30 p.m. And the afternoon or the morning performance will have all timed events, but we'll have every run from the big arena starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Join us here on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. And it looks like we are ready to get started with our boys cutting. First up will be Cody Hayden to get things started. Cody out of Gillette, trying to right the train here.
You can tell from Cody's season standings that he's well within his reach to pull out a win here this morning.
64 and a 63 in the first and second go-rounds, respectively.
taking about 2/3 of the herd with him to cut out his first one.
He's got the one that he wants, and now he's going to just let it run. Herd kind of split up a little bit on him.
The other one's coming out from the fence, muddied the waters there. And he'll start over here with another one.
Good job here by Cody. Callers coming to us from Gillette. About a 5.5 hour drive.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Yep. $30 seconds remaining for Hayden. Trying to end his state finals on a high note.
Really working this final 30 seconds.
And that's the time for Cody Hayden. We'll get his score momentarily. And it's a 65 for Hayden. I'll now bring up our next competitor in the boys cutting. It'll be Ian McGuire. Out of Wheatland. His run brought to you by Addictive Power Sports. Whether it's for work or play, check out Addictive Power Sports selection of dirt bikes, road bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Addictive Power Sports, Evanston, Wyoming, 307-789-7533.
Ian is one of those Cowboys fighting for one of the final 3rd or 4th spots here.
McGuire in round number 1, a 68 and a 70 in round number 2. So if he can continue that trend, he could be looking at a pretty big score here in round number 3.
There, he's got that final one cut this time. Yeah. Second one wants to stay with his brother.
Unfortunately, you don't get double the points for cutting 2.
No, but I'm sure Ian would take it if they did.
Cody Hayden gets us started from Gillette with a 65. Update that on the ready top mark board. McGuire coming to us from Wheatland, trying to punch his ticket for Gillette next month. And that's the time for Ian McGuire.
We have 70 points for Ian, 7-0.
70 points for Ian McGuire, and he will go to the lead. I'll now bring up Justice Cooper, your current, or Cooper Justice rather, excuse me, your current leader in the Reined Cow Horse event coming into the final day. His run brought to you by Water of Life. Water of Life is a family-owned business serving western Wyoming and the surrounding region for more than 25 years. Improving and purifying your air and drinking water is what we do. Give us a call today to find out how we can help you. 307-787-6800.
Cooper had a really nice run in the first go yesterday, coming in second to Keaton Hayden with a 72.
Right now in the average, it is Ian McGuire winning on a 208 on 3 head. Picked an active cow right here for McGuire.
Turn to pick out his second head here. Of course, we'll see Cooper here in just a little bit in the Reined Cow Horse too.
Chasing that 70 by Ian McGuire. Cooper Justice during the Reined Cow Horse event yesterday showed how strong of a cow hand he is. Got during the cattle work portion. Was the only competitor to get close enough to literally put a hand on top of the back of that cow.
That just shows his horsemanship skills.
Mm-hmm. And that's the time for Cooper Justice. 70 by Ian McGuire is the top mark. We'll see if Justice is able to touch that one. And it's a 72 for Cooper Justice. And now here comes the man that everybody has been chasing all week, Keaton Hayden.
Keaton had a 73 in the first go and a 72 in the second go, so he's been very consistent and do not expect anything less here.
Trying to make it 3 wins here at the state finals. 1 round 1, 1 round 2. He'll need a 73 in order to get the job done here today. Still your leader on 2-head. It's Ian McGuire with a 208, 4 points ahead of Cooper Justice. Or on 3-head, rather. Hayden, though, a 145 on 2. Basically, need a 64 to take the lead and get in that average, and you got to think that's probably going to be happening.
Based on his season standings, you would think he could do that in his sleep.
Run brought to you by UNT-Boces #1. What are you waiting for? UNT-Boces #1 in Evanston, Wyoming offers college and career readiness classes on-site and online. Visit UNT-Boces #1 at unteducation.org. Again, that website, unteducation.org.
Cattle are really wanting to stay bunched together this morning.
Look at how close he is to the cow, closing that gap down and really just giving that cow nowhere to go. Reason why he is as dominant as he's been in this event all year.
Absolutely. Just watching that horse, he's got one or both eyes on him all the time.
According to our unofficial results, if he takes the lead in this round, that's going to be enough to salt it away, because he would also by default take the lead in the average as well.
Absolutely, and if he didn't already have it tied down, this will do it for him.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what not only a state championship run looks like, but a national statement performance looks like as he rides out of the arena here in what has been a great 2 days for Keaton Hayden. 72 is the score to beat, set by Cooper Justice.
73 points, 73.
And it's going to be beaten 73 by Keaton Hayden. And that pretty much sews it up for the man from Gillette.
I think we're safe in saying that his ticket has officially been punched as the top boys cutter out of Wyoming.
And he'll be taking home the hardware on Saturday when they present that saddle and that buckle. But now a 73. Here's Adam Bellis coming up.
Adam's been very consistent yesterday, 71 in the first and the second go.
Adam out of Buffalo. Now see if he can beat that 73 set by Keaton Hayden, but with only 2 more competitors to go, the very worst that Hayden can do in the round is 12 points. That right there, it's mathematically sewn up for Hayden.
Adam would need a 76 right here to overtake the lead from Keaton Hayden.
This run brought to you by My Life Financial. Life is always changing, which means your insurance needs change also. My Life Financial in Evanston, Wyoming can help you with all your insurance needs. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. Again, that's 435-557-3170. Hayden with a 10-point lead now on the average. 218 on 3. And that's another 15 points if you get that done. There's Adam Bellis in the arena from Buffalo. 71 in both round 1 and round 2 has been the model of consistency. Of According to our unofficial state standings, he sits number 3 right now. But there is a battle between Cooper Justice and Ian McGuire for that 4th spot. Only half a point separating them according to our unofficial standings.
"30-second call for Adam."
He's going to get his final sort. And that's the time for Adam Bellis. .73, the top mark by the number 1 Cowboy in the state in this event, Keaton Hayden. We'll see if that can be challenged. And it's a 67 for Bellis. And now in the average, that puts Bellis into 2nd place. 1 point ahead of Ian McGuire. And then there was one, Porter McCumber from Thermopolis will be our final man to go. 67 in round 1, 64 in round 2. And his run brought to you by Cowboy State Realty. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, Cowboy State Realty offers the Southwest Wyoming real estate experience you've been looking for. Give us a call today at 307-200-4332. The final cutting run to take place in the Cowboy State in 2023, as it's Thermopolis's Porter McCumber. 131 on 2 head so far. McCumber, according to our unofficial standings, comes in 6th, trailing by 7 points rather, out of that coveted 4 spot.
All they're looking for is a chance to make it to the Nationals. Once you get there, you never know what will happen.
That one gets away from him. Fortunately, he might take a hit for that one. McCumber. I think this happened yesterday when his hat came off.
He did. Avoids it again today so far.
It's pretty impressive, as that would be an expensive step by the horse or the cow. 30 seconds remaining for McCumber and 30 seconds remaining in cutting in Wyoming. And they all go to the hat to
cows are
figure
all
out
very
what that
interested.
is. Now, chance for McCumber to get one sorted off, and that's the time for Porter McCumber. At least I thought that we heard them yell time. Gonna stay with this one for a little while. Maybe they said get a little bit of extra time. And it's 60 points for Porter McCumber. And that will put him into 6th place, and now the average is a done deal. Keaton Hayden wins the average, 218 on 3 head. Adam Bellis will take second place with 209 on 3. Ian McGuire is third place, the 208 on 3. Cooper Justice is fourth with 204. Look at how close those are. And then Cody Hayden is fifth with 192, and Porter McCumber sixth with a 191. So those are your average scores. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we will have our unofficial state standings to try to figure out who else will be going to the national finals with Keaton Hayden. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Welcome back to Rock Springs as we are about to unveil our unofficial final state standings in the boys cutting. And unofficially, your state champion, it's Keaton Hayden out of Gillette with a whopping 183.5 points. Cody Hayden will be second with a 145.5. Adam Bellis into third with a 109.5. And Cooper Justice hangs on by half a point to go to the national finals with a 102.5. These are unofficial. We cannot stress that enough, but it gives you an idea. But we're pretty sure that Keaton Hayden is going to be your state champion.
Absolutely positive. I'll go out on that limb.
Yep. So that is how it looks there. And let's look at the average final standings again. Keaton Hayden takes that one with a 218. 9-point win in the average, and in a rodeo where you're seeing a lot of wins by 1 or 2 points, that is a dominant performance by Keaton Hayden here in the boys cutting, as it's really no surprise when you look at how good he was throughout the whole season.
Absolutely. You had it in your mind when he came in that he was going to take this event. You just didn't know that it was going to be that dominant, as you put it.
Again, the average we do believe is official because we've been able to keep up with everything. It's the state standings, the final year-end standings that we're showing you right now. We are unofficial. We will try to get that as official as possible. But according to the research we were able to find, Keaton Hayden came into this rodeo being able to count 123.5 points and then just went on a tear at the state finals to earn 60 points, and yeah, he's your state champion. Let's go ahead and look at that girls competition. In the girls cutting, the average won by Bailey Lane with a 220. Adeline Norstegard takes second with a 217. Tiana Jelovic was third with a 201.5. Carly Peterson fourth with a 198. Grace Peterson fifth with a 193. And Caitlin Snyder sixth with a 178. And now the unofficial state standings for the girls cutting. And we believe your state champion is Bailey Lane on top of Adeline Norstegard, 155.5 to 152.5. Tiana Jelovic third with a 128, and Caitlin Snyder rounding out that top four with an 86.5 on the season. Again, these are unofficials, but unofficial, but according to the research we've been able to do, this is what we have.
I think we're pretty safe in saying those are your top 4 girls for cutting. They will be moving on to Gillette here in July.
They're doing the ranking right now for the Reined Cowhorse, and let's take a look at our unofficial. Well, first let's take a look at the average standings right now. As right now it does look like Sydney Rohde leads out with a 144.5. Jamie Adamson is second with a 142, then a 141.5 to Josie Wake. Cooper Justice with a 141. Audrey Kremer from Cody with a 140.5 in fifth. Bailey Lane from Torrington with a 140. Tally Engel from Rosette in seventh with a 137.5, and Maddie Bloomgren from Buffalo in eighth with a 134.5. And that is your average on 2 head. But then you look at the state standings, and again, these are unofficial, but according to the research and what we've seen happen here at the state finals, Cooper Justice leads it by 15 points over Sydney Rohde, and this could be a fascinating competition where we have to get out the calculators at the very, very end, because you get 15 points for a go-around win, 15 points for the average. If Rohde can win both, that's going to help her out immensely. It all depends, though, on what Cooper Justice does. And if you're Cooper Justice, you've got a 15-point lead. Are you playing offense to try to extend the lead, or are you playing defense to try to minimize what Rohde is able to do to close that gap?
You know, I think the cowboy or cowgirl mentality is you play offense.
Yep.
You play to win.
Sydney Rohde down by 15 points, down by 25 points. Bailey Lane. Josie Waits mathematically eliminated from the state final picture. She trails by 30 points. Or excuse me, by 30 points. And then in the top 4 are Tally Engel knocking on the door to the top floor. So is Maddie Bloomgren. Audrey Kremer from Cody in 7th. Jamie Adamson from Buffalo in 8th. But the race is going to be really between the top 2, as Cooper Justice has held the lead going into the state finals. He's got a chance to walk out of here as state champion. But Sydney Rohde has definitely got some momentum. A 72.5 in round 1 and a 72 in round 2. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Cooper Justice, though, he's starting to wake up a little bit. A 70 in round 1, a 71 in round 2. So he keeps getting better and better. The man from Parkman is in the driver's seat, but Sydney Rohde has some momentum.
She absolutely does, and I would not be shocked at all to see her win the third go and the average and knock him down to second. But there's absolutely no shame in that.
We're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have more. You're tuned into the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, presented by Addicted Power Sports, live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app.
Get ready to cause some mayhem this summer with help from your friends at Addicted Power Sports in Evanston. Your one-stop shop for all your power sports needs. Side-by-sides, four-wheelers, motorcycles, and more. Play hard and play safe. At Addicted Power Sports, you'll find various protective equipment, including helmets and also apparel from Fly Racing, Fox, and more. Addicted Power Sports has a full service and parts department for any make and model. Yamaha, Kawasaki, Can-Am, Skidoo, and more. Whether you're tearing up the road or trail, let the experienced professionals help you out. Addicted Power Sports, 127 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
You're turning 65 and retiring and have no clue what to do about Medicare. You own your own business or don't have health insurance. You know you need life insurance and don't know where to start. At My Life Financial, we can help with all these insurance needs. From Medicare supplements to finding the right health insurance plan and even dental and vision. We've got you covered. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. That's My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. We do it different.
At Cowboy State Realty, we are dedicated to helping you with all your real estate needs. You are moving to a new town for a new job. Your family has outgrown the house that you live in now. You're ready to take a leap and become a homeowner. Sell or buy your home with a realtor you can trust. At Cowboy State Realty, we are working for you. Call us at 307-200-4332 to schedule an appointment today. Cowboy State Realty would like to give a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2023.
Are you tired of living with water that's causing rust stains, hard water spots, or other issues in your home? Water's supposed to make life easier and more comfortable, and we can help you experience the water you deserve. As your local authorized Hague dealer, we can tailor a water treatment solution to address your specific needs. We can make sure your laundry stays soft, your skin silky smooth, with a custom-designed water treatment conditioning system. Your whole home and family will benefit from the high-quality water you deserve. Call us today.
Scan the QR code now to see how your city water stacks up. Or call 307-787-6800 to schedule your free water and air analysis.
During the break, we got some updated info from the WHSRA Secretary Shelley Thompson. A big thank you to her for helping us out. And we are able to get ready to correct some results here. Oops. For the scoreboard in the girls' cutting standings. And it is Adeline Norsegard who comes through with the win in the girls' cutting. So where the error happened was, according to the information we were able to find, is Bailey Lane had 110 points coming into the finals, but she had 105 points coming into the finals. So Norsegard wins the state title by 2 points over Bailey Lane.
2 points on a full season is very difficult to calculate, so we're glad that we were able to get some accurate information there from Shelley Thompson and give you a solid set of final results.
So a big thank you to her. Now we got a chance to talk with DD DeLeo, who is the Advertising and Broadcast Director for the National High School Rodeo Association, and here is that interview. Here with DD DeLeo. She's the Advertising and Broadcast Director for the National High School Rodeo Association. Miss DeLeo, thank you so much for joining us. And first question, high school rodeo it's a sport that is very, very different than other high school sports. But in your mind, what exactly sets high school rodeo apart from other high school sports?
Well, I think the development of and the generations of all the different kids, you might have an 8th grader, but then the 4th grader is right behind him in the same sport. So I think the National High School Finals Rodeo, it brings family members in a big way together.
Here with DD DeLeo. She's the Advertising and Broadcast Director for the National High School Rodeo Association. Miss DeLeo, thank you so much for joining us. And first question, high school rodeo it's a sport that is very, very different than other high school sports. But in your mind, what exactly sets high school rodeo apart from other high school sports?
Well, I think the development of and the generations of all the different kids, you might have an 8th grader, but then the 4th grader is right behind him in the same sport. So I think the National High School Finals Rodeo, it brings family members in a big way together. I think you might have a dad that does soccer or a dad that does football and maybe a mom that does cheerleading, but with high school rodeo, it's the whole family. It's the entire family.
Rodeo really is a family sport. That's how I've been involved in with it. That's how I'm sure everyone has been involved with it. We are broadcasting the Wyoming High School State Finals Rodeo in Rock Springs. And when you look at Wyoming, there is a whole list of national champions. They've hosted national finals. They're going to host the national finals this year and next year as well. When you look at Wyoming, what kind of stands out to you about just the history of high school rodeo in Wyoming?
Oh gosh, Wyoming and National High School Rodeo, they're just synonymous. I mean, Rock Springs, they've been a great partner. Gillette, Wyoming, they hosted our 50th, and now they're hosting our 75th anniversary of our high school finals. World champions like Brody Cress, they've come out of Wyoming. It's just a force. Wyoming's just a force to be reckoned with when it comes to rodeo stars, youth and professional. So they really cover, the 5-year-olds all the way up to the 25-year-olds. It's a really good partnership for us.
And these youngsters we're going to watch in Rock Springs this week, a lot of them are probably future world champions and future big names in the sport of rodeo. And rodeo has such a history. Of course, you think about the names, of course, Larry Mahan, Trevor Brazil, Ty Murray. Now lately it's Stetson Wright and that whole Wright clan. But what is your history with rodeo, if you don't mind me asking, Miss DeLeo?
You know what? I started with the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, and gosh, I'll just say 20 years ago, probably a little bit more than that. And then it's kind of evolved where I do some stuff for the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. The biggest thing I do, of course, is the National High School Rodeo Association. That's where my heart is. I've been with them. This will be my 24th year. And I also do the National Finals Rodeo program. So I've really got some pretty good experience. And I've seen these kids. I've seen the Duvals and the Wrights and Trevor Brazil's kids now are starting to rodeo. I really feel like I've become a grandma in the sport because they were competing when I first started, and now they're parents, and it's just become full circle. It's great.
If you don't mind me asking, is it kind of fun to kind of have that front seat to the future of rodeo?
Oh gosh, I mean, I tell you what, it's a thrill. It really is. I mean, when I see a little kid that's 4 or 5 years old, and next thing you know, and Brody Cress would be a perfect good example. Next thing you know, he's winning Cheyenne Frontier Days three times in a row, in his home state of Wyoming, and then he goes on to win a world championship. I mean, it's just, it's great. And like I said, seeing these kids evolve, I mean, you can't beat it.
Miss DeLeo, in the last decade, we've seen the sport of rodeo take massive jumps. Of course, you've got the Cowboy Channel, now the Cowgirl Channel, also the American, the WHSRA coming out as well. What excites you the most about where rodeo as a sport is heading?
Well, I could tell you the broadcast element, what the Cowboy Channel has done, and now the Cowgirl Channel, and Jeff Metters and Patrick Gosh, what those two have done to really to highlight the sport and showcase it. It's just we've never had a network that was strictly dedicated to rodeo programming, and that's youth rodeo, and that's Reined cow horse, and that's cutting, and that's with the Cowgirl Channel, that's highlighting all the female accolades out there. They're just a huge part. The barrel racers are just a huge part. So not to mention you have the NBHA, the National Barrel Horse Association. You have these other really huge associations that feed into our associations. It's a great thing.
And not to mention, of course, we've seen just in the last 5 years, it seems like an explosion in the second Cowgirl event of breakaway roping. It seems like the rodeo is just growing and growing, and it's not going to stop anytime soon.
No, it's not. And I will tell you that breakaway roping, we've had that since that was one of our original events. And not only do we have girls breakaway, but we also have boys breakaway. So on the junior high level, because we do have a junior high division, the boys start out with boys breakaway. So we've had breakaway. We started it. I don't want to say we started it, but as far as that event, that has been in our arsenal for years and years. And I'm really thrilled for these gals who work so hard to go down the road. They pay the fees. I'm thrilled that they're being included more and more and more with added money and having a finals in Las Vegas. So I think that's fantastic too. Again, it's just evolving and moving forward, and there's just no stopping it. And I'm proud to be a part of it.
And we are super excited to be a part of it by broadcasting the Wyoming High School State Finals Rodeo in Rock Springs. And it's going to be a awesome time. We cannot wait. That is DD DeLeo. She's the advertising and broadcast director for the National High School Rodeo Association. Miss DeLeo, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I know you're a very busy person, but anything else before we wrap this up?
I think the thing that I would end with is just that the National High School Rodeo Association, it's growing and growing. We're in 44 U.S. states, 5 Canadian provinces, Australia, Mexico, New Zealand. We have 1,800 sanctioned events, and we are going to go over the 14,000 mark, which is huge. It really is the largest rodeo association. That's professional and female and PBR. It is the largest rodeo association in the world right now.
Big thank you to Miss DD DeLeo of the National High School Rodeo Association. She is the advertising and broadcast director. And without her help, this broadcast does not happen, quite frankly.
DD helped make the connection between us and the Cowboy Channel to spread this broadcast really nation and worldwide, and she's basically held our hand every step of the way putting this thing together, and I can't thank her enough.
Absolutely. Well, we are still getting ready for the Reined Cowhorse. When we come back, we'll have more. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com, presented by Addicted Power Sports and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app.
Growing up is all about having your independence. And YHI is here to help you gain real financial freedom with a YHI Independence Account. With an emphasis on education, growth, and experience, the YHI Independence Account prepares you to handle your own finances, so you're ready for what life throws your way. We're talking no parent or legal guardian required on your account, no risk of collections or negative reporting, and no overdraft fees. Find your independence with a YHI Independence Account today.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
What is Uinta BOCES #1? It's your community college to pursue your degree or certificate. It's high school equivalency. It's CPR and other workforce training. It's cooking and computer classes. It's 3D printers, vinyl cutters, and other free tools. We're many different things to many different people, meeting the education needs of the place we call home. Is Uinta BOCES #1? That's for you to decide. Come see us today and let us help you make your educational dreams come true.
Evanston Cowboy Days, the biggest little rodeo in the West, celebrates its 87th year this September 1st through the 4th. Chancey Williams kicks off the festivities on Friday, September 1st, and the next 3 days feature PRCA rodeos, live bands, vendors, and a live fish catch, and so much more. For more information and tickets, visit evanstoncowboydays.com.
Welcome back to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com. Elan, Olliff, and Matt Petrie here at the Sweetwater Events Complex as we have one event left, and it's the Reined Cowhorse event coming up momentarily. But we have state champions in Keaton Hayden, and it looks like Adeline Norstegard, after we were able to correct an error, has won the girls cutting state championship.
That would make sense. She came in as the #1 cowgirl in the cutting, and Bailey Lane gave her a run for her money, but it's a good thing that we get to send both of those girls to the national finals.
Absolutely. You look at how things have just gone this week, and this is just the start. We've got a full batch of rodeo action coming up. Starting tomorrow, we'll be in the large arena for performance #1 of round 1. Well, as we bring up that schedule right now, performance #1 of round 1, we'll have pole bending, goat tying, tie down roping, breakaway roping, team roping tomorrow morning, barrel racing. So, and you look at who's out there. Gracie Scogan from Casper will be competing in the pole bending tomorrow morning. Gracie Hardiman of Wilson as well. as Audrey Kremer from Cody and Casey Carr, who we have seen plenty of. Then we'll have the goat tying, and of course that's led by freshman sensation Hadley Thompson. She will be the first before last competitor in the goat tying. And this rodeo is not going to drag at all. It's going to move quick tomorrow morning. Only 15 pole benders, so that is a short go type of lineup. 8 goat tires, 16 tie-down ropers, including the #1 cowboy in the state in the all-around, Jace Mayfield. Breakaway roping, we have 20 of them, including Jamie Adamson, who we've seen here today, as well as Ireland Campbell. Audrey Kremer will be there, as well as Caitlin Moore, who in the pole bending, she has been absolutely fantastic. In the team roping, tomorrow morning, 16 teams will take to the arena, and then 15 barrel racers will end it that morning go-round, starting at 8 o'clock a.m. is our start time. 8:30 a.m. will be the official start of the rodeo tomorrow morning. And then at 6 p.m. we'll have pole bending, 13 pole benders. Saddle bronc riding's first performance, all 8 saddle bronc riders here at the state finals. Goat tying, 9 of them. Tie-down roping with 16 of them. Breakaway with 21 breakaway ropers, 8 bareback riders, 11 steer wrestlers. And that is going to be a race that goes all the way down to the finish. According to the research we've done, it's a 3-point separating the top 3. And then we've got the team roping, barrel racing, and 10 bull riding to close down Thursday and Friday night. Time for our first cutting, Reined cow horse event competitor. It'll be Audrey Kremer from Cody, and much like round 1 and round 2 yesterday, we'll introduce them and then we'll be quiet because it's just a pleasure to watch these horses work. This run brought to you by Addicted Power Sports. Whether it's for work or play, check out Addicted Power Sports' selection of dirt bikes, road bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Addicted Power Sports, Evanston, Wyoming, 307-789-7533. And Audrey Kremer will get things started.
Audrey had a 69 in the first go and a 71.5 in the second go yesterday afternoon.
All the contestants for Reined cow horse getting gathered in. It'll be Audrey Kremer, then Bailey Lane, Josie Waite, Justice Cooper, Maddie Blumen, Sydney Rohde, Tally Engel, and Jamie Adamson will close things down here in the Reined cow horse.
Jamie Adamson won the second go yesterday with a 73. Sydney Rohde was right behind her with a 72. Audrey had the 71.5, and Cooper Justice with a 71. A lot of scores in the 70s, and expect the same today. Looks like they're just about done with the final notes before we start this competition.
We just got updated standings. Actually, not just, but earlier this morning we got updated standings for the Reined cow horse event going into today. We'll show you those updated standings in just 1 second. And it'll paint a much clearer picture of what's going on. Before we get started, let's go ahead and show you those standings brought to you by Ready. And, yeah, so the season points going into today, 140.75 for Cooper Justice, 126.75 for Sydney Rohde. And then in third place, Bailey Lane, and then Josie Waite leading by 9 points over Tally Ingle for that fourth spot. Again, once the run starts, we'll just be quiet because it's a pleasure to watch these horses work.
Take a quick second here to thank our sponsors. Of course, Addicted Power Sports out of Evanston is our headline sponsor. Evanston Cowboy Days PRCA Rodeo over Labor Day weekend is our replay sponsor. Ready is our clock or time event sponsor. Y-High Federal Credit Union. You win a Bosie's #1 out of Evanston. Water of Life in Evanston, serving Southwest Wyoming. My Life Financial out of Evanston. Cowboy State Realty out of the Bridger Valley in Wyoming. And Leschwab Tires nationwide. Judges are set to go, so we should see Audrey Kramer out here first.
This is Audrey Kremer of Cody. Audrey Kremer of Cody as we await her score.
For those of you that weren't with us yesterday, she worked the cattle at the end, and that score will provide a tiebreaker if needed.
So we await her score.
Audrey had a 69 in the first go yesterday, 71.5 in the second, and currently sits in 5th for state finals.
Okay, for Audrey, winning pattern 72.5.
72.5 for Kremer. That's actually a very good score for her, as previously she put up a 69, a 71.5, and a 72.5, so a good job there by Kremer.
Great job on the cattle work with a high score of 73.5, which will help in a tiebreaker situation.
That'll now bring up Bailey Lane from Torrington, runner-up in our, we believe the runner-up in the girls cutting event, the reserve state champion. Her run brought to you by Water of Life. It's a family-owned business serving Western Wyoming and the surrounding region for more than 25 years. Improving and purifying your air and drinking water is what we do. Give us a call today to find out how we can help you. 307-787-6800.
that will do it for Bailey Lane's run this morning. We'll wait for her scores.
Of course, Bailey Lane out of Torrington chasing that 72.5 points. Right now, if it was all over, according to our unofficial results, if they stopped the competition right now before Bailey Lane's score, Cooper Justice would be your state champion. Audrey Kremer would be in 5th. And she's the only one that has gone as we await the score for Bailey Lane. Check it out on the Cowboy Days replay board. Nice spin right here.
You want to see that horse turn his head into the spin, which is exactly what happened there.
Waiting the score for Lane. That run brought to you by Water of Life. It's a family-owned business serving western Wyoming and the surrounding region for more than 25 years. Improving and purifying your air and drinking water is what we do. Give us a call today to find out how we can help you. 307-787-6800. A big thank you to Michelle Thompson and Dixie Huxtable with the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association helping us out with our broadcast and giving us their support. Or sorry, Shelly Thompson. 70.5 for Bailey Lane. So that puts her in 2nd place currently. And when you factor in those unawarded points right now, and then how all that looks in the average, Lane is actually 2nd in the average right now to Kremer. So how that shapes up our state title race is now Bailey Lane is in the lead of the state standings. Sets the stage for Josie Waite. Her run brought to you by Uinta Bosie's. What are you waiting for? Uinta Bosie's #1 in Evanston, Wyoming offers college and career readiness classes on site and online. Visit Uinta Bosie's #1 at uintaeducation.org. This is Josie Waite. A good run by Josie Waite. Waite coming to us from Morrill. 71 in round 1, 70.5 in round 2. 70.5 currently sits in second place by Bailey Lane, but chasing Audrey Kremer's 72.5.
I would expect her cattle score to be really high. She did a really nice job with it.
We got a good look at it on the Cowboy Days replay. Just a great job keeping up with this thing as we await the scores for Josie Waite. It's the 2023 Wyoming High School Rodeo Association State Finals here in Rock Springs, presented by Addictive Power Sports, live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. A big thank you to everyone who made this possible. We got a whole list of people.
We do. We'll start with Mr. Val Cook, owner of My Local Radio. Dixie Huxtable from the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association. And, of course, last but certainly not least, DD DeLeo from the National High School Rodeo Association.
And Shelly Thompson for helping us keep the numbers correct.
Absolutely.
And that's 71. Wow. A 74.5 in the cattle work, but a 71 for Waite. Puts her into second place. And now Waite moves into second on the round. Bumps Lane down to third. As our next next contestant will be the Cowboy, Cooper Justice. Number 1 in the state. His run brought to you by My Life Financial. Contact My Life Financial for all your insurance needs, whether it's health insurance, dental, vision, whatever it may be. 435-557-3170. That's 435-557-3170. Parkman's Cooper Justice, leader of the pack, coming into the final round. As it sits right now, if it were to end all right now, Bailey Lane would win by 3 points according to our unofficial standings. When you factor in the third place in the go round and the third place in the average currently. But we'll see what Cooper Justice has to say about that, as that was a great run. Look at this on our Cowboy Days replay board. The horse leaning its head into the spin like you talked about, and then comes to a dead stop and doesn't take another step.
A very fast spin to boot.
So that is going to be a fairly high score. We're positive there, but will it beat the 72.5 set by Audrey Kremer? First one out.
Cooper was 70 and 71 in the first and second go, so he's right in that range.
Waiting the score for Cooper Justice. Comes in with into the final day with 140.75. In order to take the lead back in the state standings, needs to have a 73. Or check that, really just needs to put a score up on the board, and he'll have the 3 points he needs to take the lead back.
The season total plays a huge part in these.
A 70. 70.5, but the cattle work of a 74 will actually put him above Bailey Lane on the day. And puts him third in the average right now. Our next competitor is the cowgirl, Maddie Bloomgren from Buffalo. Her run brought to you by Cowboy State Realty. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, Cowboy State Realty offers the Southwest Wyoming real estate experience you've been looking for. Give us a call today, 307-200-4332. Maddie Bloomgren. Maddie Bloomgren coming to us from Buffalo. .65 and a 69.5 in round 2.
That's an absolutely beautiful horse that Maddie's on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we got it on replay or not, but the spin the horse did was by far the fastest I've seen today.
Everybody chasing the 72.5 set by Audrey Crummer. Round 1 was won by Sydney Rodeo with a 72.5, but Jamie Adamson won round 2 with a 73. As we await her score here in the final round of the Reined Cow Horse event here at the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. Part of the Addicted Power Sports High School Rodeo Series that started in Tremont, Utah back in April. Then we were in Spanish Fork, Utah, then came right here to Rock Springs, and here we are again for the state finals.
What an incredible opportunity to be able to cover the sport of high school rodeo.
Mm-hmm. It's not one we take for granted either. We thank everyone who has not only made this broadcast possible, but added to it. 71 for Maddie Bloomgren. That's going to put her in a tie for second. And she'll be third because of the cattle score of 68. So Josie Waite holds second. And now here comes Sydney Rohde. Won round 1 and has done a brilliant job so far. Her run brought to you by Evanston Cowboy Days, the biggest little rodeo in the West in Evanston, Wyoming. Friday, September 1st through the 4th. Chancey Williams, the reigning Rocky Mountain Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year, kicks things off with a concert on Friday the 1st, and then PRCA Rodeos the 2nd through the 4th. Visit EvanstonCowboyDays.com for the schedule and to buy your tickets. It's Warland's Sydney Rohde. Heck of a run from Orland. Sydney Rohde, who is in the picture for a state title going into today. She was second in the state, had 126.75 points coming into today. Trailed Cooper Justice, but now right as Cooper Justice has ended his season, as of right now he sits at as your unofficial state champion with 163.25. Rohde needs to collect just around 17 points in order to close that gap between the current go and the average. We'll see what happens. To take the lead of the average, she needs a 68, which would be the lowest score she's had all rodeo.
Sydney had a 72.5 in the first go and a 72 in the second. She's definitely a challenger. That 72.5 today from Audrey Kramer.
Awaiting the scores as we check it out on the Cowboy Days replay board. This stop right here was about as good as you can get from Sydney Rohde. There it is, a 73.5 for Audrey Krummer, or excuse me, for Sydney Rohde, and she will take the lead in the round and in the average. And Rohde might have just put herself in the driver's seat for state championship. This is Tally Engel from Rosette, her run brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center, home of the best value promise. Here's Rosette's Tally Engel. Tally Engel from Rosette, and she has had some of the highest cattle scores we've seen this week. Let's take a look at some of the cattle work she had on our Cowboy Days replay board.
Just cut that cow perfectly there. She'll turn him back around here in just a second.
And then there was one as we await the final score for Tally Engel. Updating on our standings, it does look like Cooper Justice has held off Sydney Rodeo as it sits right now. Cooper Justice leads our provisional state standings, 165.25, when you factor in the fact that he's got 9 points from the go-round and 10.5 from the average. So provisionally, he looks like he's going to hang on to win the state title.
I think he will, but there's sure been a couple of runs at him here.
Tally Engel from Rosette, a 69.5 and a 68 in rounds 1 and 2. Only one more left after this score comes in, and it'll be Jamie Adamson from Buffalo. Currently in the third go-round, though, it is Sydney Rodeo with a 73.5. Audrey Kremer from Cody with a 72.5. Josie Waite with a 71. Maddie Bloomgren with a 71 in fourth. Cooper Justice in fifth with a 70.5, and Bailey Lane in sixth with a 70.5. Every score in this third go has been in the 70s, Matt Petrie.
It has. You know, what a way to end the season at the state finals. We've obviously got the best of the best here.
71.5. And a massive 75 in the cattle work. Are you kidding me? And that will put her into third place. Tally Engel into third place on the day. That's a whopping 12 points.
That is by far the highest cattle score we've seen in the last 2 days.
Here comes Jamie Adamson to close things down. Her run brought to you by Y-High. Visit Y-High Federal Credit Union in Lyman, Green River, Cheyenne, Casper, and right here in Rock Springs for all your new and used auto loans, personal loans, and business and home loans. Y-High Federal Credit Union, we're with you. And our final competitor in the Reined Cow Horse event here in 2023, it is Buffalo's Jamie Adamson. Well, it's going to be a dramatic finish here in the Reined Cow Horse. We just did the math, and if Jamie Adamson scores a 71, she would go over Cooper Justice, and that would give Sydney Rodeo, the points she needs to take the state championship here on the final day. So we'll await that. So little does Jamie Adamson know, she's determining who wins the state championship. If she's a 71, it's Sydney Rodeo. If she's under that, then it's probably Cooper Justice unless she outscores him in the cattle score. But look at this on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board. She comes up and does what Justice did yesterday and puts her hand right there on the back of the cow.
You love to see that. We've only seen it twice now, but true horsemanship.
Oh, boy. It's going down to the finish here.
And the scores for Jamie in the ring, 50.5.
And it's a 50.5 for Jamie Adamson and 69.5 in the cattle work. So that means we believe that Cooper Justice has won the round. As we will go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your official standings for the Reined Cow, or unofficial standings, for the Reined Cow Horse. And we'll recap things before we close down day number 2 of competition at the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, presented by Addicted Power Sports, live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Welcome back to the Sweetwater Events Complex in beautiful Rock Springs, Wyoming. And the cutting and Reined Cow Horse seasons for Wyoming High School Rodeo is in the books in 2023 as we have our post program brought to you by Jimmy John's. We're fast and fresh meat in Evanston, Gillette, Sheridan, and right here in Rock Springs. And man, let's go ahead and look at how things worked out here. And let's kick it off with the girls cutting. Bailey Lane wins the round with a 74. Gillette Adeline Norsegard takes second. And in the average, it's Bailey Lane. But according to some corrected numbers that we got here, by 2 points, Adeline Norsegard takes the state championship.
2 points over a 8 or 9 month season.
Yeah.
Several rodeos. Those two are neck and neck.
Unofficial results right here. Adeline Norsegard takes the state championship. Bailey Lane will be second. Tiana Jelovich and Caitlin Snyder will be joining those two at the national finals.
Congratulations to those Cowgirls.
In the boys cutting, go round number 1 was won by, no surprise, Keaton Hayden with a 73. Cooper Justice comes in second with a 72. Ian McGuire is in third, and Alan Bellis rounds out the top 4. But when you look at the average on 3 head, dominating performance by Keaton Hayden.
Absolutely. Exactly what you expected coming in here yesterday, and he did not disappoint.
And you look at our unofficial end-of-the-year state standings. Keaton Hayden wins this one with a 177. Cody Hayden is second with a 138.5. Adam Bellis with a 109.5 will be third, and Ian McGuire will be joining them in Gillette. Those are unofficial, but looks like Keaton Hayden is your state champion in the boys cutting in 2023.
There was no doubt, I think, that was going to happen. The real battle was for third and fourth, and I was really impressed with Adam Bellis and Ian McGuire these last 2 days.
In the Reined cow horse, let's actually go to that round first. The round won by Sydney Rohde with a 73.5. Audrey Kremer from Cody saves the best for last, putting up a 75.5. Tally Engel with a 71.5 and a whopping 75 on the cattle score. She had the highest cattle score in round 1, and she repeats that in round number 3. Josie Wake comes in fourth with a 71, a cattle score of 74.5. Maddie Bloomgren in fifth. Cooper Justice down at sixth. Bailey Lane seventh. Jamie Adamson in eighth. And now it's where things got exciting, because thanks to the great performance by Sydney Rohde, this thing got close, but it is Cooper Justice pulling out the victory by a razor-thin 2 points according to our unofficial standings, 158.75 to 156.75. Bailey Lane will finish third with a 134.75, and Josie Waite will round out the top 4 for the Reined cow horse event. Tally Engel, though, made a run at the very last minute. She'll finish just outside of that top 4 and fifth. Maddie Bloomgren from Buffalo will be 6th. Audrey Kremer will be 7th, and Jamie Adamson will be 8th. But how about the battle between Sydney Rohde and Cooper Justice here to close out the Reined cow horse season, according to these unofficial numbers?
Literally down to the last rider.
Literally down to the last rider. If Jamie Adamson was put up a 71, that would have put Cooper Justice down in the average, and Rohde would have overtook him. But a strong regular season by Cooper Justice. And if you had to boil it down to one run that Cooper Justice had that really helped him out, it would be yesterday with a 71. He finished in the top 3. So definitely a earned championship for Cooper Justice.
Absolutely. And, one thing that can't go unnoticed, you mentioned it, but Tally Engel's 75 on the cattle work. That high score that you can possibly get is an 80. She comes in at a 75.
It is an absolutely fantastic performance here. And that is going to wrap things up from day 2 of competition of the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live in Rock Springs. Invite you to join us tomorrow at 8 a.m. We'll have the first go and the first performance, and it's into some big names and some big events. We'll have pole bending, we'll have goat tying, tie-down roping, breakaway, team roping, and barrel racing, live from the big arena right here at the Rock Springs Event Complex. A big thank you to our camera person, the great Mr. Dennis Bedwell, my broadcast partner, Matt Petrie, and we got to give a big shout-out to Shelly Thompson and Dixie Huxtable from the WHSRA for helping us keep the numbers straight as we try to bring you the most accurate picture of who our state champions are, first 3 state champions are in 2023. My name is Elan Olliff. It's been a pleasure being with you this morning. Come back and see us tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for the first performance of Go Round number 1 as we continue our coverage of the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo here in Rock Springs, presented by Addicted Power Sports, live on mylocalradio.com and on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on mylocalradio.com.